the system. You have the full weight of law come crashing down upon you, so you don't resist. Surveillance, goons, force us to be silent. They kill the careers of journalists, so no one...
Go ahead. I'm just going to keep it pointed here, so just go ahead and talk.
We got pulled over about 3 minutes down the street. We got pulled over. The cops came up to both sides of the car, asked us to get out of the vehicle immediately, pulled us both out of the vehicle, with my 4-year-old daughter in the back.
They have their guns drawn?
No, they didn't have their guns drawn. Made us get out. They made me put my hands on the back of the hood of my car, and before they did anything, they started going right through my car. They started searching my vehicle, and my daughter was screaming. They tore my car apart, totally tore the car apart. They were pulled me aside, and was asking me why was I in that neighborhood, what was I doing in that neighborhood. I didn't belong in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they asked my boyfriend the same thing. What was he doing in that neighborhood?
Yeah.
And then they took me aside, and I thought they were going to put me in the back of the cop car because he said, come follow me. And he patted me down.
But they took you behind the dash cam and patted you down.
He took me to the side of the car because I thought he was putting me in the back seat of the car. He put me right at the...
Out of camera range.
Right, like in the passenger side door. And patted me down. And then...
Where did he touch you when he patted you down? He touched you on the front and your butt.
He touched me on the front, all the way down my stomach.
And
my pockets.
Your boobs,
my back
pockets, your
my butt.
Yep.
And then he went... Then he made me go back to the front of my car and put my hands on the dash. He had my boyfriend sitting in the front seat of the car after they searched him also.
Yeah.
I mean, private area, everything.
Yeah.
And then my daughter was sitting in the back seat, my 4-year-old little girl, and they went down her underwear.
Yeah.
The officer put his hands down her underwear and in her shorts while she's screaming and crying. The officers are screaming at us, telling us, "You're a bad mother. Your daughter's getting taken from you tonight. Do you understand that? We are going to take her from you. If we get..." They said that they would have a female officer come do a cavity search, but they never had a cavity search done. They took they took my license, registration, and Dave's license, and they put it all in the back of my like hood of the car.
Yeah.
I mean the trunk.
And they never ran it.
They never ran anything. They didn't run any. They didn't go to their car and run my registration, my license, nothing.
So they probably didn't file a report.
And I guess because they didn't put anything in the computer, they didn't even go to their car. Yeah. They just were busy.
And how was your daughter reacting this whole time?
Screaming and crying, "Don't take my mommy to jail," because they were telling in front of my daughter that they were going to take me to jail, and that they were going to take her away from me. And she was screaming, "I don't want my mommy to be taken from me." Yeah. And they just... And
she has a history with...
She has a history. Somebody had touched her, a little boy, in the past. And now a male officer put his hands down her underwear and searched in her underwear. Yeah. And they tore the car apart.
And then they just told her to leave.
Yeah. And they didn't ask to search the vehicle, nothing. They pulled us out.
They just pulled her out and searched it.
They had me put my hands on the back of the trunk and just started searching the car. I mean, tore it apart. Ripped everything apart.
And he's contacting the police right now and everything.
Yeah, he's talking to a sergeant right now.
All right, so...
A statement, and I want to go do a lineup. And
you want to figure out who the cops were?
I know their faces.
Yeah.
Because they were screaming in my face they were taking my daughter from me tonight.
Yeah.
And my daughter was screaming and crying the whole time, and I kept saying, "Can I please console her?" I wanted to get to her and calm her down.
Yeah, they wouldn't let you do that.
And they wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me at all. Okay. And Dave saw them, because he was in he was in the passenger seat. Yeah. They had me have my hands on the hood on the trunk. Yeah. They had him there while they were searching the back of my vehicle, and that's when they put their hands down her underwear and in her shorts.
They didn't ever turn their sirens on to pull you over? Did they even do that? They did that? Okay, but then they got up to the car, they just pulled you out?
He told me he was a drug. I was under a drug investigation.
Yeah, because you were in the wrong neighborhood, basically.
Yeah, they pretty much said that when they said, "What are you doing in this neighborhood? Yeah. You're from the county."
It's the typical county, white people in the city getting in trouble. Yeah.
And they kept saying, is this the father of your daughter? And I was like, "Yes." Yeah. And they were like, "I'm not asking you, ma'am. I'm asking him." Yeah. And he was like, "Yes."
All right, we'll talk to him. All right. Anybody who can help out with this, we're going to be looking for some lawyers and whatnot because we're going to fully pursue this. So, everybody, please help spread this video around, and I'll be updating after this. Thanks, guys. Go ahead. So you just got a hold of?
I just got a hold of my boyfriend. He just got done talking to the sergeant, and he just awared me that they stole $40. He had $65, and $40 is missing. And they never took a report, gave us a report of anything, nothing.
So they took your money too. It was basically a shakedown.
Yes.
Okay. And he's talking to him right now. I just needed to add that bit of information. So apparently they were thieves and stole too.